I want to show you how to do this neckline. See how beautiful mitered neckline? And okay, so here is the blouse. And what I've done is I've cut the neckline, I've sewed the shoulder seams together. And I'm going to put it in half again, just like we measured the last one. And you want to measure that neckline exactly. So you just put your tape here along the edge, stand it up, don't lay it down. Okay, and it is 14, so 14 1/4, so that's doubled would be 28 1/2, and so I want to take 1 inch away, so 27 1/2. I want to cut my strip, and I have my strip of fabric 28 1/2, or 27, oh I didn't measure it, so I want to measure this 27 1/2. Anyway, let me cut one straight edge, so I'll get this nice and straight. Okay, I'm going to turn this iron on because I need it. Okay, 1.5 inches. So I want to cut this 27 1/2 inches. And it's about 2.5 inches wide. Okay. And 27 1/2 inches is, mark it. Okay, and then I will cut it straight with the rotary cutter. I'm going to press it in half, wrong sides together. This is wrong side. And I'm going to use some steam. I want it good and tight. If it is slippery, if this ribbing is slippery and it won't stay still, this is a really nice cotton knit, and look how nice it stays. So I don't really have to do too much to this. I don't have to glue it. If this were wanting to roll all over the place and make my life miserable, then guess what? I would glue it together as I press it. Okay. Don't stretch it, just press it flat. Okay. Okay. Now what we want to do is we're going to go to the table, because what I want to do is I'm going to create the mitered front first. So what I want to do is I want to create the miter the very first thing. There's marks on your ruler that says like 45 degrees. So what I'm going to do is on the cut edges, I'm going to, there's 45 degrees right here at the very edge. So here's my 45 degree line, right to the very tip. And I am going to cut that. All right? And do the same thing on the other end. The same way. Okay, 45 degree. This is my cut ends. There's the fold on, the fold is on the top. There's my 45 right to the edge, and cut it. And there's a couple of things. I'm going to start this on the sewing machine, and I'm going to open this up. Right sides together, and so the fold is out, and put this edges, and make sure you don't twist this. I have been known to do that too. Lay it flat, don't twist this, so that way go. This match up these little snake fork tongue. You can pin it if you like. I usually don't. Okay. Okay. And you can mark this if you like. I'll mark it so that you can see is I'm going to sew 1/2 inch. So I'm going to go right here, 1/2. I'm just going to mark it so you can see it. Also, so I don't mess it up. And 1/2 inch. Okay. Alrighty, and then I am going to sew right on that line. Let me turn that off. Right here. There we go. And sew with a small stitch right on the line. Pivot here. Yeah, I know. Hold on the pin. Okay. Then you wanna cut it right to the point. Okay. And then you want to press it open. I'm just going to finger press it. And put the two ends together. See, it gives you a beautiful miter. And then I am going to sew I'm going to use a 1/2 inch. Okay, so I'm going to sew this 1/2 inch, about 1 inch away. Just sew it together. About 1 inch. Yeah, there's 1/2 inch right there. A tiny bit less than 1/2 inch. And again. Okay. And then cut these dog ears off. These scissors aren't any sharper. Okay. Now this I'd probably glue it, but I'm not going to right now because what I want to do is I want to serge these edges together. If you prefer to sew with a 1/4 inch seam on a neckline, you can. This is to me too wide, so what I can do is I can go ahead and cut about 1/4 inch off as I serge it, or 3/8 or whatever. Yeah, about 1/4. I want to leave it about 1/4 inch, which means I want to line it up with this first mark right there. Oops, wait a minute, my blades are down. My blades are down, it's going to chew. Okay, and then I'm going to just virtually just baste this together. And it's sticking. There. Come on. Trying to get it started is sometimes fun. There we go. And I'm cutting off about 1/4 inch. I'll go along the stitch length. This eliminates the need to have a cover stitch. Oh goodness, I had it on stretch. I didn't mean to do that. Oh well. Okay, back to the sewing machine. We'll move this, and since I have stretched it a little bit, actually while I have this, open like that? Yeah, I need to press that. That's a mess. I had it on stretch and I shouldn't have. See what it did? So yes, the differential feed works very well, but I'm going to fix that with some steam. Straighten it back out. Okay, now before I do anything else, this is where I like to mark it into my, the quarters, or at least quarters. And I'm following this bottom edge, not the top. Okay. Quarter. And a quarter. And then I like eighths because they're, to me, easier to handle. I had it marked, but I forgot I used the friction pin, so marks are gone. Okay, I think I got them all. Put one more. There we go. Okay, now to prepare the blouse part. Okay, so since I've cut that down to 1/4 of an inch, so my seam will be 1/4 of an inch, I have taken this right here, which is the front of my blouse, and I have also marked my eighths here already, so I don't have to do it again. The other thing too is you want to clip, and this is 1/4 of an inch, so I want to clip right there, but don't cut that line. Okay. Then we're going to take the point of the V, and which is the right side, I don't remember. I don't think it matters, but if it did, you take it right sides together, and you're going to take your point of your V, you're going to put a pin right here in that stitching line, right there, mark it right there to inside of that line, right, you see, put the pin right here at the miter, and then through that way. Then I'm going to pin just a little bit, okay, because we're going to handle this neckline, the front first. Okay, and I'm going to sew 1/4 inch, the same amount we had before. So where I did that stay stitching before on the 1/2 inch mark when I sewed it, I want that to match that 1/4 inch on the back. And then I am going to open this up and sew it so that it goes straight. And then we're going to sew 1 inch on this side. And that's all we're going to do right now. We'll go back to this machine. Okay. So I'm just, in fact, a lot of times I'll put the pin in from the back. And I'm just going to sew right just inside of that line that I stitched before. Okay, so I'm going to stitch to that point. Needle down. Okay, raise the presser foot, reposition the other side so you get this part of the neckline this way, and stitch another 1.5 inches right here. Okay. I don't know what that, oh, scissors. Okay, so now we'll check it. The pin out. Have a beautiful miter. See how nice that looks? Wait a minute, here it is. There's the miter. Look how perfect, it's perfectly lined up. There might be a tiny pleat, but that's going to press out. Okay, then you go ahead and you construct the rest of your neckline. So you start matching up. Right sides together. The rest of this neckline. Stretch that to pin to that mark. And this one. This one. This one. And here. Okay. Okay, so now I'm going to start at the back, or somewhere near the back. Where's my center back? I lost it. There's my center back right here. And I'm going to do 1/4 of an inch seam. I'm getting this straight. I'm not going to trim anything around. I usually have to pull out because I get too weird. And I'm coming up on that V, and it's already stitched down, so I just have to stitch over that line just by like a single thread, just in case I miss something. It's already sewn, so it's just double sewing, which can't hurt because anytime you have an angle on the knit, that's a weak spot. So that could pull out or run or something. This gives you a little extra stitching. Okay. Almost there. Matching up the edges. Okay, and we're coming up on the end of the stitching. Oops, crooked here. Here we go. Okay, then I'm going to all done. So let's see. So as I press it. Okay, I'm going to press it, but after I get it perfectly like I want it and I press it, then I'm going to, once it's good and pressed, I'm just going to stitch, edge stitch about 1/8 of an inch on this side with just the sewing machine, and that will hold this ribbing down. It's not necessary to do that. I mean, it's not absolutely essential, but I think it makes a nice crisp edge whenever you have this sewn down. And look how nice a miter shirt that is. Then after you're done, you put your sleeves on, which I already did, and we did that a couple weeks ago. sew your side seams together, hem it, and you're done. And you've got a new shirt to go dancing in. Yay! Okay. Does anyone have any questions? Alrighty, you have a great week. If I don't see you Saturday, have a great weekend and hope to see you next week. Bye. Love you guys.